Well, I really appreciate it. Should I cover my half or?
No, I got you.
You sure? Oh, thank you so much. It was delicious. But I'm going to probably head up because it's late and I have to get up early in the morning. So.
Well, can I walk you to your room?
I don't know if they allow if you're not staying in the room. It'd just be easier if you. But I appreciate dinner and
I get it.
No, it's not like that.
I get it.
No, it
It's
seriously
all right.
isn't. No, I mean, I don't.
Man pays for dinner.
I don't on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like
that?
you've been acting like it this entire time. Like,
all right, you just wanted a free meal.
no,
Understood.
no. First off, I
Understood.
have no problem paying for my own bill
Oh,
to
okay.
avoid something like this.
Well, then go for it. Do it.
Are you serious right now?
Yep, just do it. Pay for your own bill.
You're a fucking asshole. Like, I have no problem.
You are out on a date with a lady for the first time. Just because you paid for the meal, you feel like it is right for you to have a buddy. And now you're being like, oh, you just came to get a free meal. She came for a date, dude. Like, I don't get why all these men just feel like when you pay for a meal, you automatically have access to the woman's body. And that's what today's video is all about. Hey beautiful people, how are you all doing today? My name is Maria David and I'm back again with another interesting video. Alright, you guys, just watch the video to the end. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section. I have few stitches to share with you all, and I will talk about my own opinion at the end of all the stitches.
Should I cover my half or?
No, I got you.
You sure?
Hey beautiful boss divas, this is Shay, your love diva, coming to you all the way from Dubai. In this video, I encourage you to go watch the whole thing without throwing up in your mouth. And this is the reason why I say, ladies, do coffee on the first date. Exhibit Z, okay? This young lady says, oh, should I pay for my own bill? She was picking up on tension from him that he was insinuating sex the whole date. She was uncomfortable. She was ready to go. And then the guy says, no, I'll pay for the date. But then he proceeds to say, can I walk you to your room? And so she's like, oh, I don't think I can. She's trying to get out of it. But she's like, basically, no, I don't believe in having sex on the first date. And he goes, oh, so you're just here for a free meal. So basically it was transactional for him. He expected that if he paid for the date, then she should have given up the booty. And divas, the way you avoid. Now here's why this was such a problem that could have been avoided. Not necessarily her offering to pay for her meal, because either way, this guy was still looking to get something. The problem is that she was on a full-blown dinner date with this nasty fool who believed that she owed him something. Ladies, this is the reason why I say, do coffee on the first date. Why? First of all, I don't care if you do FaceTime a million times. You don't really know someone until you see them in person. You don't really know someone based on how their eye movements, how they're looking at you. What is the vibe you're really picking up on them? That's the first thing. Second thing is, you should never ever go out on a date with a man without pre-vetting him. You should know if he's the kind of guy who believes in paying for the date or not. If he's the kind of guy who expects that if he pays for a date, if he should get something. This is the reason why I created my feminine dating cheat sheet, so that you guys don't end up in situations like this. And last but not least, you don't know what you're getting. To be on a date with somebody for 2 hours, which is the average time of a dinner date, and you don't really know them, sometimes you guys will meet a guy online. He will say that he's 6'1". He shows up and he's 5'2". What you gonna do? Walk away because he's short? No, ma'am. Not to mention all of the ladies who are just about that life and like, oh, well, I can walk out on a date that goes bad. Sure you can. But there's a lot of crazy guys. You don't know if this guy's the one. I have a client who did that. The guy literally followed her out to her car, followed her home. She had to call the cops on the guy. It was a big dramatic episode. It puts you in danger when you go on dinner dates with a guy you really don't know, ladies. So you want to practice a technique that allows you to pre-screen them.
Man pays for dinner.
I don't fuck on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like you've been acting.
I ain't never seen a man getting this feeling so quick in my life. Fellas, guys, men, If you are going on first dates with the expectation that you are going to be intimate because you paid for the first date, you are out of your mind. You're already going into the situation with the wrong mindset. These women do not owe you a thing because you asked them. You asked them to go on a date with you. That's what it is. She agreed to a date. That's it. That's all. Now, if something happens afterwards because she wants to, okay. But if you're going into it with the expectations or you feel like you deserve that, you're tripping. You're already in the wrong place. That's why women hate us, because of stuff like this.
This actually reminds me of a time when I was working in a very male-dominated field. And, there was this man that I'm sure he had some sort of a crush on me. He was much older than me and, gross. But, I worked around a bunch of men. And, this man for Christmas was rolling around. He bought me a bottle of perfume. It was Chanel number 5, I think, 100 mils. And I promise you, I didn't ask him for this. I didn't say, please buy this for me. Nothing. I don't even think we said more than a hi and bye to one another. And, sometimes he would give me an odd compliment here and there. You smell nice. Oh, you have nice teeth. Blah, blah, blah. You're very pretty today. I'd say thank you and keep doing my job. So, I say thank you. I accept the perfume and I go about my day. 3 days later, the man comes back and he's like, hey, I was wondering if I could take you out whenever you're in town. We were working out of town. And I said, no, actually, I'm not interested, but I do appreciate the gesture. Why did this man get mad at me and then tell me to give him back his perfume? And I was like, why? Because I said I'm not going to go on a date with you? He's like, well, yeah, because if I can't go on a date with you, well, you don't deserve the perfume I bought you. And I said, well, how did you not realize that I didn't deserve the perfume from the beginning before buying it? I mean, I don't remember asking you to buy me that perfume. You did it because you said you wanted to. You wanted to add to my collection, remember? And he's just like, well, yeah, that's because I thought you would, at least give me a chance if I did a nice gesture for you. And I said, oh, well, how wrong you are. And then he goes, give me back my perfume. And I'm like, no, actually, I already wrapped it up and re-gifted it to one of my girlfriends. Sorry, but you're not getting it back. And then he proceeded to call me a bitch and call me out my name multiple times. So I just told my supervisor about it and he got fired.
Want a free meal.
No,
Understood.
no. First off, I
Understood.
have no problem paying for my own bill.
So to give a little context here, this woman is out on a date with a man. The date is ending and he's like, you know what? I'll pay for it. And she's like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And he's like, yeah, so when we leave here, maybe we can head up to your room. And she's like, I have work in the morning. And also I don't, invite men who I just met, like we just met as our first date, up to my room. And he's like, oh, so you wanted a free meal. He immediately goes to, so you wanted a free meal? She's like, no, I didn't want a free meal. Like, I just don't feel comfortable letting you come up to my room. I literally just met you. What I don't think enough men realize is some of the men out here are unlikable. And you don't know that until you see him in person, until you interact with him, until you see that he's an egotistical maniac who talks about himself the whole time, who thinks that he's bought you because he has money, or because he has money, you're automatically going to let him go up to your room. Sometimes you don't know that until you see how he interacts in person. It's not worth it. That meal is far from free, bruh.
Free meal.
No,
Understood.
no. First off, I
Understood.
have no problem paying for my own bill
Oh,
to
okay.
avoid.
That was very triggering. So basically this video was this woman like going out with his man, whatever, cool. And then she felt uncomfortable, so she was like, okay, like I'm gonna like leave. Do you want me to split the bill? And he's like, no, I got you. And she's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go now. And he's like, do you want me to walk you to your room? And she's like, no, I don't really want to. And then he's like, I see how it is. You want a free meal? It's just a free meal for you. And then she's like, no, I can pay for my own. Like that. Why? Some men feel so entitled to women. You already made her feel uncomfortable. So on top of that, you are guilt tripping her for like being and eating dinner with you, guilting her about using you for using your money, which is completely not the case. A date is to get to know somebody. She's not using you for your money because she offered to split the bill as well. He made her pay, by the way. That was the end of that video. If you don't want to get triggered. I've literally met men like this before. They're seriously stupid. They have this idea that like you owe them something. Like that's not how like any friendship or any relationship works,
Dinner
I don't fuck on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like,
Who said
you've been acting like it this entire.
3 or 4 years ago, I made myself some salmon and I was sick for like a day and a half. Now, do I currently believe that all salmon will make me sick? Absolutely not. But should I be more cautious this time? Absolutely. Should I check the expiration date? Most likely. Would it make a fool out of me to not make sure the salmon is more thoroughly cooked before I put it in my mouth this time? Absolutely. It's not that we believe that all men are dogs. It's not that we believe that all men are dangerous. It's not all men, but it could be.
Don't.
So, I've got a question for all the women out there who aren't currently engaged in schmex work. Hope I get away with this. How much would it take for you to change career paths and take up schmex work? Because I like genuinely, I really want a dollar value amount for what it would take, because when these interactions happen and a guy like this one in the original video is like, no, I get it. I paid for your dinner, but now you're not going to let me come up to your room. What he's essentially said is he believes that the nature of that relationship is that the price of her engaging in schmex work is the price of a meal. And I guess I'm just super curious if there are any women out there who would take up schmex work for the price of a meal. Does that feel like adequate remuneration for that kind of work for you? I'm genuinely curious. I think I know the answer though.
You just wanted a free meal.
No. First off, I have no problem paying for my own bill.
This is why people should pay their own way on the first date. And it should not be a discussion anymore. It should just be a given. Everyone pays their own way. Because then you don't end up in situations like this. Now, I applaud the girl for offering to pay for her own meal because she knew that she was not going to see this man again. She was not about to try to rob him of a free meal. He, not picking up on the vibe that she clearly was not feeling him, offered. After that, you cannot rescind that offer. She asked, you said no, you'll pay, so now you gotta pay. Paying your own way saves trouble for everything. So the man doesn't feel like he's being used. And for some of these, ratchet ass women out here trying to get free meals. Especially if both of y'all are not really feeling it, why should the man have to pay for that knowing that y'all ain't gonna see each other again? It just makes sense for both of you to pay your own way. You both paid for a meal, had a bad date, y'all moved on. Y'all will never speak to each other again. Again, though, I'm sorry to this lady, but I applaud her for at least offering to pay for her meal.
It'd just be easier if you... But I appreciate dinner, and I get it.
Now, let me put y'all on game because y'all don't know. I'm married, but when I was single, this was the play right here. You never go out anywhere with a woman and spend over like $100 before you actually get to know her. I'm saying, bro, don't go to PF Chang's, Cheesecake Factory, Roost Chris, nowhere like that until you know what type of time she on. Until you know if you like her. The first time you ever sat down and had a real deal conversation with her was over an expensive dinner. How do you even get yourself in that situation? You did it to yourself. Now you're mad because you spent all this money and you feel like you ain't getting nothing out of it. But really, bro, it's your fault. Go to brunch. You know what I'm saying? On a Saturday morning. They like that. Go out to the art walk with her. You know what I'm saying? With the little cute dogs everywhere. If you got a dog, take yours. Text and call her a lot to see if she on demon time. Don't waste your time or hers. Y'all out here trying to convince women to give their body to you over dinner? That's crazy.
Wanted a free meal.
No. First off, I have no problem paying for my own bill.
Is this really the mindset of single men out there? Is this really how you're behaving on first dates? How does a free meal warrant the expectation of a single woman giving you her most intimate embrace? Free food, you think, allows you that access. Are you out of your mind? What do you think first dates are for? This is not it. This is not it. If you think women go out with you guys for a free fucking meal when most of them can afford to pay for their own shit, You're out of your mind. You're totally wrong. See, let me break it down for you, okay? Because you obviously don't know what is happening when you're interacting with single ladies. And I've been out of the game for a while, but I'm pretty sure that this still remains true. Single men going out with women on a first date, you're hoping to get sex. In fact, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Everything you fucking do in this world is to get pussy. And we know it, okay? When women go out on dates with you, they are trying to find out if you're worthy. It's as simple as that. Which means you gotta jump a few hurdles to get access to our most intimate embrace. Like, this is not just just because you bought me dinner, you get to climb into my underwear. No, all that. You better get that out of your fucking heads. It's not flying that way, fellas. So, stop going on these dates expecting the fuck, because it's not going to happen. Particularly now after you've made it abundantly clear how you feel about us women. You're lucky to even be out on dates. So, that's what it is. And lady, I am so sorry that this happened to you. But women, if you're ever in a situation like this, then just get up and walk out. These men are not worth your time. This is disgusting.
Free meal. No. First off, I have no problem paying for my own bill.
Shit like that is why I developed what I call the tuxedo mask method for first dates, so we can navigate the minefield that is dating these bozos. This is how it works. First, if you go on a date, if he makes you uncomfortable at all, leave. Too often we are taught to compromise our comfort and safety for other people because of politeness. Let's dead that shit. Number 2, never let the conversation get sexual. If you are actively trying to not let the conversation get sexual and he's trying to make it sexual, you know what kind of man you're dealing with, and it's time to activate tuxedo mask. Because any man who really likes you would do everything in his power to not offend you. If he's trying to get there, So once you get the vibe and you can see that the dinner is wrapping up, call your Uber. Don't say anything, just call it. All while letting him talk. As a matter of fact, call it while he's like at the beginning of what seems like a really long story. As he's wrapping up, just say, "This has been a lovely evening. I'll see you next time." Go get in the Uber and disappear like tuxedo mask.
If you're still here, definitely you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. And also comment your thoughts down in the comment section. All opinions are accepted if you put it down respectfully. Okay, my own opinion here. I feel like this particular story reminds me of a story that I watched on TikTok some few weeks back. The lady was in a new area. I think she went for a vacation. Okay, so she ordered a food online. So she went there to the restaurant to pick up the food. So while she was there, guy was looking at her or something. I was like, "Why did you order rice without chicken?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't feel like eating chicken or something." The guy was like, "No, put the chicken, I'm gonna pay." The guy finally paid for the meal. So she just was walking out, and the man was like, "Okay, like you have to follow me home or something." Like, I don't get it because of chicken. And he now got so aggressive that he had to take the food away from her. Like, he was like, "Okay, if you're not gonna follow me home, give me back the food." Hey, God. I don't know who is giving birth to this kind of man, but this is crazy. Now, saying this, you asked me out on a date. See, you guys, I don't know. I feel like part of the world that I am, if a man asks you out on a date, is the one paying all the bills. In fact, if you bring another person to your date, if you pay, because he was the one that asked you out on these days. We don't share bills where we are from. So let's assume we share bill. But this time around, you were like, "Oh, no, I got this." And you paid for the meal. And now you're like, "I want to follow you home" or something like. And she said, "No, I don't do that on the first date." And you're like, "Oh, definitely you came out for a free meal." What give you the audacity to feel like because you've paid for a meal, you have authority over a woman's body. Like, you can decide what you want. Like, this is just your first impression, and you already messed it up with this kind of attitude. Then the next thing you're like, then pay your bill, then pay for your meal. Then hey, something like this have never happened to me before, but I'm just imagining something like this happening to me. I'm just kind of person that I can't even order a food that I cannot pay for myself. No matter how rich you are, if you take me to a very rich restaurant, I cannot order something that I cannot pay for myself if anything happens. So I'm not imagining, what if the lady doesn't even have money and she just came out to hang out with the man just because it was just a date that he invited her out for. Hey, I don't know. I want to know what you all think in the comment section. When I saw the video, I was like, who is giving birth to this kind of men? What gave you the audacity? Yes, most people, when they want to have a relationship, that is their end goal, to do it with women, to do it. I don't want to say the word, you all know. But then, the first date, the first time you're meeting this woman, you don't need to put it all over your face and make it look like that is the only thing you're out there for, and you not like give it like, oh, I'm entitled to this thing because I paid for your meal. I don't know. That's where this video got so annoying. Like, you're feeling like you're entitled to it because you paid for the meal. So if you don't pay for the meal, then you're not entitled to it. So, girl, pay for your meal, and I don't pay for my meal, then I'm not. It's crazy. I'd like to know what you all think about this video down in the comment section. I hope you all enjoyed this video to this point. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, don't forget to like and share and subscribe and comment, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.